The bell above the diner door chimed softly as the lunch rush began to thin, and Lily Harper shifted her weight from one aching foot to the other, balancing her one-year-old son, Noah, on her hip while wiping down a counter that never seemed to stay clean for more than a heartbeat. The diner smelled of coffee and fried onions and something faintly sweet, like pie cooling somewhere out of sight, and Lily had learned to love and hate that smell all at once because it meant survival and exhaustion. In equal measure, a place where tips decided whether the lights stayed on at home or whether she would once again pretend she wasn't hungry so Noah could eat his fill. She had been a waitress since she was 19, but motherhood had sharpened every hour, every smile, every forced cheer into something heavier, something that pressed on her chest when customers looked past her apron and stains and saw only a server, not a woman juggling rent, daycare favors, and a future that felt like a tunnel with no visible end. When the man in the tailored black suit sat down in booth 7, Lily noticed immediately, not because he was rich, though his watch gleamed and his shoes looked untouched by the world, but because his eyes carried a weight that didn't belong in a place like this, eyes that scanned the room as if measuring more than the menu. He ordered simply, spoke politely but briefly, and Lily sensed the familiar calculation begin in her mind: expensive suit, confident posture, no phone out, either a generous tipper or the kind who believed service was included in the price of food. As she refilled his coffee and balanced Noah higher on her hip, she caught him watching her child with something like curiosity, not pity, and that unsettled her more than rudeness ever could. Hours passed, plates were cleared, checks dropped, and Lily moved on autopilot, her smile practiced, her body aching, her heart racing each time Noah shifted restlessly as if sensing her fatigue. When the men finally stood to leave, Lily glanced at the table and felt that familiar drop in her stomach. The check folder lay open, bills neatly aligned, coins absent, the tip line blank, unmistakably zero. A $0 tip. The kind of quiet insult that burned worse than a loud complaint. Lily swallowed hard, nodded politely as he passed, and turned away before her face could betray the sting, telling herself what she always did: some days are just like this, some people just don't care. She gathered the plates with steady hands, lifting his dish last, and that's when she noticed it, a small folded piece of paper tucked carefully beneath the edge of the plate, invisible unless you were looking for something more than money. Her heart fluttered, suspicion and hope colliding, and she slipped the note into her apron pocket, finishing her shift before daring to unfold it. In the break room, with Noah asleep against her chest and the hum of the refrigerator filling the silence, Lily opened the note and read words that made her breath catch: sometimes the greatest gifts aren't cash. Read this when you're alone. Her pulse quickened as she flipped it over, finding a second message written in firm, deliberate handwriting: I grew up in a diner like this. My mother waited tables with me on her hip. People judged her, dismissed her, underestimated her. One day, a stranger did something that changed our lives, not with money, but with belief. If you're reading this, it's because I see the same strength in you. Check the envelope at the host stand. Confusion and disbelief washed over her, and Lily nearly laughed at herself for hoping, but she walked back into the empty dining room anyway, each step heavy with doubt. The host stand held a single envelope with her name written neatly on the front, and inside was not cash, but a key and a card bearing the logo of a local community foundation she had heard about only in passing. The note inside was short but devastatingly powerful: this key opens a small apartment near the daycare 2 blocks from here. Rent is covered for 1 year. The foundation card is yours, call them. They're expecting you. I didn't leave a tip because I wanted you to find this instead. Don't thank me. Build something better. For both of you. Lily sank into the nearest booth, tears blurring the red vinyl and the checkerboard floor beneath her feet, her hands trembling as the weight of it all finally broke through the dam she had built around her heart. She thought of the nights she had cried silently so Noah wouldn't wake, the bills she had stacked and restacked like a cruel game, the dreams she had buried because survival left no room for hope, and suddenly, impossibly, there it was, hope, fragile but real, placed in her hands by a stranger who had seen her not as a waitress, not as a burdened single mother, but as a woman worth investing in. Over the following weeks, Lily learned that the foundation offered scholarships, childcare assistance, and job training, and with every call and meeting, her life began to tilt in a direction she hadn't believed possible. She enrolled in a nursing program she had once abandoned, moved into the small but sunlit apartment where Noah took his first steps across a clean floor, and slowly, steadily, rebuilt herself from the inside out. She never saw the men again, but she carried his words with her like a compass, guiding her through nights of studying and mornings of doubt, reminding her that dignity and belief could be more powerful than a handful of bills slid across a table. Years later, when Lily returned to the diner not as a server but as a customer, she left an envelope under her plate for a young waitress balancing a baby on her hip, a quiet smile on her face as she walked out, knowing that sometimes the most powerful tips are the ones that change a life forever. And if this story moved you, inspired you, or reminded you that kindness can arrive in unexpected ways, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, because every story you watch helps us share more moments like this, stories that prove hope is never as far away as it seems.